This here is the all-new Subaru Impreza 2024 model with Thomas and Autogefuehl for you here from the LA Auto Show. We can see here this new generation has this more integrated, blacked out grille, wider appearance, so a sporty look. And this one is also the RS model, a new top sporty trim with a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated boxer engine under the hood with around 180 horsepower and around 9 seconds in the acceleration figure, the fastest one so far, and made it with a CVT automatic gearbox. There it is, the RS badge, and it also comes with black wheels, in this case here then in 18-inch. The dimensions have not changed that much, but it's very important that it's only in the hatch now. So far 3 or 4 Imprezas were sold as hatch, and now they decide to drop the sedan. This new generation here comes then as hatch only. Very interesting. And of course, as we know from Subaru, all-wheel drive is always standard on all models. And in the rear we can see new tail lamp design, a more sculptural 3-dimensional shape right here. And here a look under the hood of this new 2.5-liter boxer engine. So this one then always 30 horsepower more and 0.5 liter of displacement more than the other engine. And I want to show you the daytime running lights. They look like this, and the turning indicators like this. What about the rear? Here the tail lamps, as I said, a new modern styling, and turning indicators in the rear like this. What do you think about that? Tell me in the comments. And here we have a different color for you in blue. This is a true Thomas blue, really cool look, right? This one here, the sport model, so not as sporty as the RS model, also with lower horsepower spec. This one here is the small engine 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer with around 150 horsepower. In any case, it will only come with the CVT automatic gearbox now, no manual anymore available. Also different wheels here, 18-inch, so not the blacked out wheels like in the RS. I think with the brighter wheels it looks a little bit cooler to me. However, here the sport model also with black frames around the window and once again the typical hatch style. I think it's really good to see the car also in this different color, the more you get the impression of it. Towards the interior, let's take a look, or let's take a hear at the door closing sound. Actually pretty solid like that. And then inside of the doors here is a fabric trim, so it's also a welcome change to just hard stuff here. This one then soft as well. Controls here, classic for the side mirrors. Some leatherette trim here. Cup holder here, not too big. You can also get a special Harman Kardon sound system if you like. And this RS interior is really interesting. Has red contrast stitches around the steering wheel. Here still manual buttons at the steering wheel, also for the volume. I really like these RS seats here. They have the red contrasts around. They also have a sportier style with, you know, with the shoulder sport right here and the red accentuations. So that looks really amazing and also more breathable on the interior. Let's take a seat here. Oh, have you seen it? Also here the sport pedals, here with the typical aluminum style. That looks fancy, right? So that way you can have, let's say, a normal hatch, but spice it up a little bit more. Of course, the price for the RS is also a little bit higher than here. Electric seat control. And yeah, the seat is really comfortable indeed. I mean, you sit fairly low then, and there's not too much headroom for 189 or 6'2", seat now in the lowest position, but the seat itself offers very decent ergonomics indeed. The steering wheel control up and down, in and out like this, so you can find a decent seating position as well. You have actually a good overview. It's quite typical for the Subaru vehicles that the front hood is very low. Also a little bit of this, you know, off-road philosophy. You can very well see what's going on ahead. And they said actually that a lot of their customers who still go for the hatch here, like a normal hatch, I mean, it's not the off-road car of them, but they say like when they go like hiking or something, they take the vehicle to the trailhead, for example, and go like some soft off-roading. And that's why this would also need off-road all-wheel drive in a way, even though it's not a hard off-road vehicle. But again, it's actually quite comfortable to sit in. What is that? That's an all-new screen here for the Impreza. Interior overview, everything cleaned up now, and this new huge vertical 11.6-inch screen. Let's see if we can get it to work. There we are, Subaru styling. And the interesting thing is that you still have the manual climate knobs right here, warmer and colder, so that's a very welcome feature. And also that you still have a manual volume knob and the manual tune knob. That's good. Everything else then in here. Of course, you will also be able to have the link to your smartphone in there. And that's just browse here a little bit, see how responsive it is. This is not the final version, it's a prototype vehicle, but you can see here Apple CarPlay and Android Auto will be available. See here, this then also the home screen. This is where you will control the vent strength here, for example. And also in here for the passenger side here, the climate control. That's really helpful thing, definitely. In the lower area, USB-C and USB-A charging is possible, and also inductive charging. Then CVT, automatic gearbox, as I said, manual is gone. And then the seat heating also still with the, oh, look at that. Yeah, it feels old school, but I think it's cool that it feels old school. You know what I mean? Cup holders are going quite deep in there, but are not very adaptive. Another 12-volt power supply. And then this armrest here with more space underneath. Yeah, it's just very dark. Instruments, just with a very small screen in the middle part. But I think, you know, having these classic dials is very welcome to see in nowadays vehicles world. Also here the RS, special with the red ring around and the RS badge inside. Beautiful, isn't it? This small panoramic roof, you can also open it and you can manually close that shade. Interesting, by the way, here you can make these sunshades a little bit longer, predominantly then basically for the sides. If I take a look here, then you put to the side like this when the sun is coming from the side, and then you can make them longer. Yeah, it looks a little bit weird, but that might be a handy feature at very, very sunny days. Rear seating here, quite dark on the model show, and yeah, I'm again with my horror story reading for you. So, headroom is actually quite okay. It's astonishing that, I mean, it's a small hatch, but it's really good with the headroom with 189 or 6'2". And legroom, this vehicle is really using the space. I mean, it's not so long, so that's actually quite good. As for the legroom, really like that. Here in the rear you also have USB-A and USB-C charging down there. And I also like that they really have this nice setup here, you know, with a perforation kind of like, so that it's like a structure that works like a perforation, makes it more breathable. So very decent and comfortable here in the rear indeed. Let me take a look right here. So here you have some more adaptive cup holders. Let me show you some light here. There we go. Adaptive cup holders. And everything from the quality, interior build quality and so on, looks very decent. Yeah, besides some of the high gloss panel lacquer in the front there, that's not that cool, but everything else, especially like the fabrics here, really good. I really have to say the booth design at Subaru is always really cool at these motor shows. They always have this national park atmosphere, and they also work with like pet adoption here. It's a very, very interesting concept always for the stand, has been for the last years. Yeah, I rarely point it out at motor shows, but this one is really a special one. I really like this whole atmosphere here. Well, what about the trunk? Let's take a look here. Let's go. Normal hatch opening. And yeah, it's quite dark in here. Sorry about that. Can't improve it at the moment. So let's see. The length here is about 80 centimeters or 31 inches. The width here, even between the wheel arches, a little bit more than a meter or 40 inches. So that's actually a really good result. So very well usable. This one here can be lifted up. There's some more space underneath. And you can also fold the seats. You reach over here. It's not too long. It's no problem. You then put this one up and then you can fold that one. And everything quite even, and to the driving position that I actually have, that is also quite astonishing. Let's see, that's 1 meter 60 or 63 inches. Yeah, that's what I said with the Subaru booth. I mean, look at that, that's really amazing. They even have rain, like actual rain on stage. Of course, it's not the rain from the outside, but it's water. Wow, really impressive. Look at that. Oh, there's the car. Woo! There's another Impreza coming. Ta-da! Oh, now we can see it rolling for the first time as well. They even have to use the wipers. So many SUVs out there now, but some still love compact hatches. That's what Subaru also thought. By the way, in Germany we always say Subaru. In the Japanese original pronunciation it's also kind of similar, like Subaru. but the US pronunciation is more like Subaru, like kangaroo. Both sound fine to me, and I would just say use the pronunciation you like. Which one do you find better? Tell me in the comments. And tell me if you actually still prefer to have compact hatches. Maybe also like the Toyota Corolla or the VW Golf.